Leader of the Shiromani Akali Dal, Malvinder Singh, is with us in our studios in Delhi. Manjinder Singh Sirsa is president of the Youth Akali Dal Delhi wing. Also from Delhi, Harcharan Singh, senior journalist from Delhi. Abid Rasool of the Congress Party, and H.S. Fulka, who's the lawyer for the 1984 anti-Sikh riot victims. Malvinder Singh, you have objections, I am sure. But just playing devil's advocate, it is being said this is a court verdict and it is unfair to look at it politically. Would you agree that you and others have perhaps been unfair on the Congress Party in your assessment of what is a court verdict?
Well, Mr. Goswami, the way I see it, I don't think there's a question of it being unfair. It being unfair to say the court has done the right thing or wrong thing. I believe, and I believe most sincerely, that this is a travesty of justice. This is a complete travesty of justice. It takes 28 years to bring a person to a point where a judgment is passed. And do you think we are going to hang around forever and the people concerned are still going to be around if we go into appeal to a high court? What sort of justice is this in this country? It's always said that justice delayed is justice denied. I mean, why are we going? And first and foremost, why are we making it Congress versus India? This is an Indian issue. It is not a Congress issue, it's a human issue. We had 8,000 people killed here in Delhi. I was here at that time. I was here personally. I went around to the camps at that particular time. It was a shame what was happening. I had been advised by people to stay indoors. I didn't. My brother and a cousin of mine and myself, we drove all over the place. And we saw what was happening. And the shame of the matter is that I believe, I'm sorry, I may be in contempt of court. I don't know what contempt of court is actually. But the fact of the matter, I think this is a manipulated judgment. Completely manipulated. It's a shame. And that's all I have to say.
3 witnesses testify against Sajjan Kumar. Abid Rasool, let's look at the facts. You're a Congress leader. I want the contrary view. 3 witnesses testify against Congress leader Sajjan Kumar, said they saw Sajjan Kumar inciting mobs to kill Sikhs during the riots, and despite that, Sajjan Kumar was acquitted. However, Mr. Abid Rasool, is it not totally strange even to you that these 3 witnesses also testified against 5 other accused? And in that case, all the 5 were convicted. Just applying common sense, is the travesty not clear to you?
Yeah, definitely. I am coming to that. First of all, I would like to say that I am with my Sikh brothers and all the other minorities of this country to see that they are given protection and given justice whenever there has been any crimes against them. This country today needs a protection bill for the minorities, because that is one aspect where the minorities are being singled out and they have been put to different type of punishments, or you can say different type of harassments at different levels. Now, the bill which has been drafted and which is pending... No,
I'm not talking about the bill, sir. Let's focus on Sajjan Kumar. Don't make it a bigger issue. Let's talk about Sajjan Kumar. Let's talk about Sajjan Kumar, a person who continues to be a senior Congress leader. You've not expelled him from the party. In fact, your party wanted to give this man a ticket. You wanted to give him a ticket in the 2009 elections. So, Abid Rasool, let's focus on Sajjan Kumar. My question to Manjinder Singh Sirsa is, why would you target the Congress Party? Why would you target the Congress Party, Mr. Sirsa?
You know whole words do this. You ask a small child, even he can answer this, that who was behind this carnage. It was Congress, it was manipulated by Congress. The system has been manipulated by Congress. So Sikh can't justice forever, forever, forever. And now you can see today what happened. This judgment is not the mind of the trial judge. It is the judgment passed by the Congress party and the ruling party. So they don't want to give us a justice. As you well said, when 3 witnesses say that we have seen this person, and they have killed our own peoples, on our family members in front of our eyes, and the trial judge says, okay, I'm ready to convict these people, but because this is a senior most Congress person and Congress party is behind him and the leading family, the first family of India is behind him, so we can't convict him. This is what we can see out of the judgment.
No, in that case, no, I think, one point. While I appreciate your sentiments on the issue, Mr. Sirsa, it's also through the same judicial process that the case against Jagdish Tytler has been reopened. So with the greatest of respect, I think that, simply saying that the court, it's a judgment delivered by Congress party, maybe inappropriate. Those are your views. I'm not a party to your views there, but I'd like to get in Mr.
Arnab, I appreciate. Okay, look, listen, I appreciate your views. But at the same time, I would say that every judge or every judge mind can't be changed by the government, by the system. Yes, there is a fair judiciary working in India, but this is not the fair case. This verdict is not the fair verdict.
Mr. Phulka, what really is
when a joint director of...
Okay, please.
Then the joint director of the CBI signs the charge sheet, and at the same time, the director of the CBI says, no, I want to give a clean sheet to Jagdish Tytler. Now, on whose behest the director of the CBI was working, whether he was not working for Congress, for the party who is in a ruling party in this country. Now he has been, after the retirement, he has been there as a governor. If the Congress is fair enough, let them recall the governor back and let's say that we want to have a fair investigation.
Sir, I thought the CBI held Sajjan Kumar guilty. No, I thought the CBI was investigating the case against Sajjan.
Again I say, there are fair set of officers, there are fair set of judiciary people, there are fair set of justice, and at the same time, but Congress has been trying its best to intervene in the judiciary system, to intervene in the investigation system. You yourself have seen what Honorable Supreme Court has said today. Do I need to answer that?
Well, you are in your point, Mr. Sirsa, that despite the premier investigating agency holding Sajjan Kumar guilty, the acquittal could be a little surprising. You may have a point here. But on the political issue, I will come back to the debate. 1 minute. Mr. Phulka. Mr. Phulka, the 1984...
Same set of...
The 1984 anti-Sikh riots are now in focus. He has been acquitted, but he's been acquitted by a lower court. What was your response when you heard the court verdict today?
Arnab, I am reminded of a 2006 Supreme Court judgment when the Supreme Court observed in Zahira Sheikh's case, laws are like cobwebs which may catch small flies, but the wasps and the hornets break through. This is what has happened today. The same set of witnesses are believed as far as the 5 accused are concerned. The same set of witnesses are not believed as far as the 6th accused, Sajjan Kumar, is concerned. That is one. Now the second part, as far as what is the role of the government in this matter. Now one of the major pleas of Sajjan Kumar was that the government action taken report he placed on the record, and he says the Nanavati Commission's recommendation to register a case against Sajjan Kumar was not accepted by the government. The government rejected it. It is only under political pressure of my opponent that the government had to ultimately register the case. One. Number two, 6 police officers of Delhi police came and deposed in favor of Sajjan Kumar that he was not there, he didn't come into the area, or that no witness named Sajjan Kumar when they were investigating. Now, unfortunately, the court has ignored the investigations of the CBI that the Delhi police is accused in this case. Now, this is one accused is deposing in favor of the other co-accused. I mean, this is the kind of the thing. The court has also ignored the CBI's investigation that the Delhi police has intentionally removed the documents which were against Sajjan Kumar, and they have forced the documents to favor Sajjan Kumar and put it in the record. Now, unfortunately, in this matter, now if you see, in another similar case of this, In 1992, a charge sheet was prepared against Sajjan Kumar. For all 21 years, that charge sheet is not even produced in the court. I mean, this is the kind of the thing, this is the level to which the government is out and out to protect Sajjan Kumar. Now look at this, in this case, the investigations is transferred to CBI in October 2005. In December 2005, the Delhi police filed the closure report and says no evidence is found against Sajjan Kumar and gives him the clean chit. Now this is the kind of the manipulation which is going on. And this is very, very unfortunate that the judge did not see into this game. And he fell prey to the same very dishonest investigation earlier conducted by the
No, Harcharan Singh, senior.
Very, very shocking.
Harcharan Singh is a senior journalist. He's with us in Delhi. Mr. Harcharan Singh, what I find a bit surprising here is that the court is going by the testimony of, I think, of 6 or 7 police officers, as Mr. Phulkar says. But it is not going by the testimony of the eyewitnesses in the case. Does that appear selective to you, and in your view, what will be the implications of Sajjan Kumar's acquittal today at a broader level?
Well, incidentally, I have not seen the total judgment, and therefore I cannot comment on what basis the judges have acquitted him now. This is one part of the thing. You see, let's understand one thing which Mr. Phulkar is saying, taking the clue from what he has said, and in furtherance to that, 2,733 people, as per Delhi government report, they have been killed on the roads and streets of Delhi. And look at that. Arnab, I remind you, when you were confronting Jagdish Tytler in this channel itself a couple of days earlier, when he said that there is no pressure of the political bosses on the police, you remember that you told him that he barged into the room of the police commissioner when you were sitting there and he shouted, I want my people back. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Therefore, this is the type of the pressure the political people have been putting on the police. You recall that?
I do.
Now, therefore, I am not going to the judgment part of it later. This is exactly what has happened. These people are certainly involved there. This was absolutely organized, political, engineered action by the politicians. Why we are forgetting it? And you yourself witnessed to it when you confronted Jagdish Tytler and he was tight-lipped that moment. I was watching that TV with great interest that point of time. Now remember that 28 years have passed. Within 28 years have passed, many commissions, and Mr. Phulkar was telling, they have been appointed and they have given their reports also. And ultimately one fine morning, the government says on the action report, well, we don't agree with the Sajjan Kumar is involved there or not. Now the issue is that the witnesses, those who have been eyewitnesses, they have seen it here. The ladies who have seen their husband being burnt openly, the woman, they have been killed there. They have been gang raped also. And imagine what was the police doing? Where the people, those who have been killers and monsters, where they have evaporated in the whole world. I'm surprised. And ultimately, 28 years have passed.
Your view is therefore...
And Mr. Arnab, I just want to say the child who was one...
Yeah, go ahead. Please complete.
Yes, carry on.
No, please complete. Please
so
complete.
Therefore, the child who was 1 year old that point of time, he is 29 years old now. And imagine what kind of justice are we having it. The Sikhs have already suffered enough of it. Look at the patience we have it here. Haven't we seen our perseverance? Haven't we seen our patience all these years also? Please don't test us anymore here. You see, I would not like to say on the judgment of the court as it is. The same court convicts 4 people, at the same time they acquit Sri Sajjan Kumar. We have the reason, we'll go to the higher court, that's a different thing. But mind you, it might take another few years. Mr. Phulkar and other battery of advocates who have been fighting this case all these years, they'll continue to fight more. And mind you, maybe one more generation pass it like this.
Well, it's unfortunate.
You see, I agree with Mr. Sarsa when he was saying that ultimately what faith we have in the judicial system. What faith we have in the judicial system, unfortunately.
Well,
not even 10 people have been convicted so far.
To Abid Rasool, and then I want to take a response from Mr. Malvinder Singh. Abid Rasool, here a broader question. The broader question 4 of our panelists are saying or suggesting is this, that there has been a deliberate attempt at botching up the evidence against Sajjan Kumar. There is political interference, use of political clout in this particular case. Let me not complicate it. That all that the lip service that you are doing is lip service. Your expression of sympathy is lip service. Because the allegation is that political influence is used to botch up the investigation and let Sajjan Kumar off the hook. I think that's why there is a political attack on you. Abid Rasool, your response, and then I'll get Malvinder Singh back.
Yeah, Arnab, I differ with you on the issue of lip service. I am by heart with my Sikh brothers, and I know what type of torment we go through when we have to fight for the justice. I have personally seen in Gujarat when 300 women were raped and all of them were acquitted for lack of evidence, when the public prosecutors did not even prosecute the case and the Supreme Court had to intervene. In this matter also, I am with them by heart, by mind and by total commitment. The point is that as per the judgment which has been delivered once it is being analyzed by the senior advocates available on your panel, if it is found that any police officer or any politician has tried to interfere in the judgment and
Mr. Abid Rasool,
delivery of justice.
Mr. Rasool,
in the delivery of justice, I am sure my party.
Mr. Rasool,
my party will take the consequence of that.
Giving a standard reply. Mr. Fulka is responding first. Mr. Fulka.
No, that the officer who has suppressed the charge sheet for 21 years. 92, the charge sheet is signed, till today it is not filed. He is given promotion. He is the DCP in the Prime Minister's office. This is what that party is to do. I mean, give him each and every police officer who has been shielding them, they have been given promotions.
Respond, Mr. Rasool.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Mr. Fulka, basically, anybody who has tried to subvert justice, who has tried to see that the Sikhs or any other community does not get justice, we have to deal with them very seriously. And I understand that 29 years or 28 years is a long period for justice. We have to have fast track courts. We have to work together. We have to work together to see that.
Malvinder Singh.
And I am telling you, I am assuring you on behalf of our party that we will not protect anybody who is a part of this crime against the Sikh community and the minorities.
Take your assurance. 1 second, Malvinder Singh first.
I am assuring it, Arnab, I am assuring it as a person. I am assuring them as a person who is grieved for my brothers, and I am assuring it. Whether I am true or not, I am assuring it on your channel today.
That this officer who suppressed the charge sheet for 21 years, he should be immediately suspended and the criminal case should be registered against him.
Malvinder Singh,
we request you to go to the Prime Minister and take up this issue on our behalf.
Malvinder Singh, do you take the Congress party's assurance at face value? What is your response to Abid Rasool's assurance? He says, I assure you we will look at whether the investigation has been botched up, and if required we will act. Malvinder Singh.
Well, what I have to say about that is that Mr. Abid Rasool probably doesn't believe it himself. The point in front of us is that 28 years have gone by.
I really do not want to play politics on this channel today.
And no, I'm not playing politics. I was a congressman at that time. But what I want to say, and I want to say very emphatically, is I know what a lot of Congress people feel from within, but their public stance is different because of the High Command. The point here is you're in an unenviable position today, because 28 years have gone by, and if you haven't been able to convince the country in 28 years, you can't do it tonight, I can assure you. And we are not convinced. I mean, this will have its ramifications and repercussions, and I possibly shudder to think what they may be.
Okay, Mr. Sirsa wanted to also respond to Mr. Abid Rasool. Yes, Mr. Sirsa.
So, are we expecting tomorrow that Ashwani Kumar, the governor, will be recalled because the joint director in his charge sheet had signed that yes, Mr. Jagdish Titler is accused in the writing of 1984, and this was Mr. Ashwani Kumar, the CBI chief at that point of time, who said no, we won't do this because we got a state order from the High Command. So we are hoping from Congress tomorrow that he will be recalled, and also as Mr. Fulka well said, that the DCP will be suspended by tomorrow, who has not filed this charge sheet for 21 years.
Mr. Rasool wants to respond.
And nobody dares to file a charge sheet against. Nobody dares to file a charge sheet against. But I might say again today, nobody in this Congress had a guts to say come on the TV and say, yes, I'll resign by tomorrow if I'm not able to get this charge sheet filed by tomorrow itself in the court.
I would like to answer here that my party and my leadership is committed to get justice.
For what? You are committed that Sikh will never get justice in this country unless and until there is no Congress government in the center. We won't get ever justice till the Congress is there. I must say, yes, you are committed for that. You are committed. I must appreciate that you are committed.
Your point is different. What I am trying to put forward is a totally different point. I am saying here that I am with you.
Responding to
all your grief, I am with you, and shoulder to shoulder we will fight for justice.
29 years? No justice in 29 years.
I am telling you, Arnab. Yes, sir. This is what I am trying to tell you. I am telling you, 14 years or 16 years, everywhere it is delayed.
What kind of shoulder to shoulder you are talking about?
Harcharan Singh is responding. Harcharan Singh.
We are not a human being. You talk about the Godra. You talk about the other.
Arnab, I would like to say something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Arnab, I would like to say something here. It is the point of which any crime takes place, there are three agencies involved in that. The first is a police or the CBI investigating agency, then the prosecution, and ultimately the judiciary. You can see the role of the police. Let us take the case of Nitish Bharadwaj, just recently having murdered. The 48 hours they have been able to solve the whole issue. Here the 2,733 people have been killed on the roads of Delhi. And where was the police at that point of time? They say we'll bring justice, we'll fight shoulder and shoulder. I says 29 years a hell of a period. You still want to tell us and all these false promises you're trying to bring it here? And it should have been a foolproof case. It should have been made by the CBI or the police. So you're saying also. It's not a failure. Ultimately, the court will go by the witnesses and other things also.
Yeah, so you're saying it's not a court decision.
Therefore, absolutely a failure on the part of the police. I would say the CBI. It's on the CBI as well also. And ultimately the complicity, I would say, of the politician, that's why the police didn't come into the action, it didn't swing into the action. Let us understand that also. You see, I want to just draw one small parallel for a minute only. When we talk about Devinder Bhular and we say, well, he should be hanged, he's on the road. When his father and his master and his uncle has been evaporated, when he finished, nobody is responsible for it. Why we have two double standards for the Sikhs also and then for those people who are miscreants, who are the rioters here? I would like to have the comments from the Congress friend who is representing the Congress here.
Yeah, Mr. Rasool, quickly.
It is definitely a long time for 29 years for the carriage of justice, but that needs to be discussed, that needs to be sorted out by an all-party meeting, and we need to work towards minorities, protection,
Malvinder
by
Singh.
formation of and by an act which will protect the minorities.
Malvinder Singh. That's a ridiculous argument. Malvinder Singh is responding to you.
Yeah, no,
my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This gentleman needs to be told that we are talking about the 3,000 precious lives.
Yeah. Malvinder Singh.
I don't understand.
Yes.
What is talking about?
Malvinder Singh is responding, Mr. Sirsa.
What I want to say is that if you are talking about trying to give justice after 29 years and you want an all-party meeting, if I recall correctly, on that particular day in 1994,
I never said that. What I'm trying to say is that we need to speed up justice. We need to speed up justice by sitting together and working towards it. I never said an all-party meeting.
Let me just say, on that particular day in 1984, Mr. Vajpayee was down with a viral fever. He came out in his ill condition to try and stop Congress rioters, and I'm saying Congress deliberately because he identified them. He was possibly the most respected Prime Minister this country has had. And he tried to stop it. And he was, at that time, when he was around, why didn't you think of an all-party meeting at that time when he was witness to it? Why do you want to take it today, 29 years later? I can't understand this. What's the seriousness of this?
Mr. Fulka, are you so disappointed today? Where will you take the fight forward? Are you planning a further appeal personally for you? I want to ask you more a personal question before I wrap up today, Mr. Fulka. You have fought this. You have faced all kinds of criticism. You have been marginalized. You have been called names by your detractors. You have faced threats, Mr. Fulka. Sajjan Kumar's been acquitted. Where do you take your fight from here?
I am in favor of filing the appeal. The victim should also file and the CBI should also file, and we should request the High Court to hear it day to day and decide it appeal within 3 months. But now I would also like to give, Mr. Rasool has promised that he will take up the matter with the Prime Minister, so let us give him a chance. Let Mr. Rasool say 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, how many days he wants to take up with the Prime Minister to suspend that DCP who has suppressed the charge sheet, and then come back on your channel and report that what is the result of it.
Well, I think that's a fair point. We leave it to Mr. Rasool to...
definitely appreciate, and we will definitely appreciate the gentleman.
Well, let's see Mr. Rasool takes it up to the Prime Minister and what the response is. Gentlemen, 29 years is a long time, and a promise of justice after 29 years holds little hope for many, but for those who are fighting for justice, of course, they deserve all the support required. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on this important subject tonight. Thank you very much indeed.